we don't have all that much time to prepare. We only have a week and 5 days. Here's what I think we can do in the process. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, I want to talk about silver and the spot price now that we are 2 weeks pre-election day. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products. T-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, as well as the limited edition DYDSS Halloween tee available in orange, gray, and purple. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. But today I wanted to talk about the spot price of silver because we are officially less than 2 weeks away from election day. 1 week and 5 days away, and anybody who saw the video that I posted just a couple of days ago knows that I was talking about silver post-election. Today I wanted to talk about silver pre-election. So the current spot price, as I'm recording today's video, is pretty much no different than what it was yesterday, the day before, the week before, 2 weeks ago. Silver has been stuck in the $24 to $25 range for a little bit of time now. As I'm recording the video, it's about $24.66. Last time I made a spot price update video, I believe it was only 24 and a quarter, so it's really only up, I don't know, 20, 30 cents since then. As expected. I've been saying this for a very long time. Not that I'm a psychic, not that I know for sure, but I would assume silver is going to be sitting tight for a little bit of time. And in 1 week and 5 days, it'll be election day. And I have a very strong feeling silver is going to really start to move post-election. I talked all about that in the video I posted earlier this week. If you haven't seen it, you might want to go watch that. Today I want to focus on silver pre-election, and as briefly stated in that last video, I talked about what the markets tend to do 45 days before election day. That's when there is a lot of uncertainty. That's when people become unbelievably standoffish. That's when people take a step away. That's when the uncertainty really begins. 45 days, approximately, before election day. Now, what did we see roughly 45 days before election day? We saw the spot price of silver drop down several dollars over the course of just 2 or 3 days, maybe. That's when it started. Now, when I'm referring to the markets, I'm mostly referring to the stock market, but when it comes to silver and gold, oftentimes one follows the other. Silver and gold, the precious metals, tend to move and follow the same trends and ride the same waves, oftentimes, not always. They're very, very different realms, but oftentimes one follows the other. So, we are less than 2 weeks away from election day, and as I said, about 45 days before election day is when the uncertainty begins. Now, the uncertainty typically peaks 1 week before election day, which we are only 5 days away from. We're only 5 days away from the more than likely peak of uncertainty. Massive, massive, massive uncertainty. A lot of people become hesitant. A lot of people become nervous. A lot of people start making emotional decisions. And what do we see every single time somebody makes an emotional decision? Typically, they get burned. Whether they make a decision out of fear, whether they make a decision out of hype and excitement, it usually results the same. Not always, but normally. Which is why I always tell people, make sure you are studying your face off. Pay attention to all of the markets, including the markets that you're not affiliated with, have no involvement in, and plan on having no involvement in. If you're not involved in real estate, I believe it's a really solid idea to still pay attention to what's going on in the real estate market. If you're not involved in the stock market, I would say still pay attention to the stock market. If you're not involved in this, still pay attention to it. Keep an eye on everything within the financial realm. the general state of the economy, the unemployment numbers. We have a lot going on right now. It's not just a week and a half away from Election Day. Yes, that is a huge factor. Arguably the biggest factor, or one of the biggest factors right now. But unlike former election days, we have way more going on than just an election. We have a potential second stimulus that people have been talking about for like the past, 4 or 5 months? Still nothing's happened. We have a potential vaccine update. We have lifts for certain shutdowns that are still on shutdown, potentially returning back to work, or vice versa. The places that already open back up might have to shut back down for a variety of reasons. We have a lot going on right now, and that's not even scratching the surface when we talk about what's on our plates. Those are just some of the biggest factors right now. So we have a lot going on, and we're 5 days away from that 1 week away mark, which is typically when the massive uncertainty peaks. So here's what I'm thinking. If silver and gold follows the trend of the stock market, we might see a little bit of a sell-off. I don't think a massive sell-off is coming in the next week and a half, but we could see a little bit of a sell-off. We could see spot price drop a little bit more as less people, less industries are demanding silver for just a short while. Once we see that peak of uncertainty, things begin to stabilize post-election. But pre-election, oftentimes, is a huge opportunity to capitalize. So if you're paying attention to all of the markets, and if you are somebody who is trying to be financially strategic, if you are somebody who is trying to diversify when it comes to your money, when it comes to your currency, when it comes to your fiat, when it comes to your silver, your gold, we might see a huge opportunity as soon as the next 5 days. Now, when it comes to gold, gold hasn't been moving very much either. Gold is still in that $1,800 to $1,900 range, in US dollars, that is. It would be fantastic to see gold come down to the $1,600 to $1,700 range. That's me trying to be a little bit more realistic, by the way. If I wanted to be optimistic, I would say $1,200 to $1,300 would be great, and it absolutely would be great. But gold dropping by several hundreds of dollars in as little as 5 days, I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen. I don't know if anything's going to happen, by the way. This is all just speculation. Please don't misconstrue this with financial advice. That's not what this is. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a psychic, not a fortune teller. I can't predict the future. These are not predictions. These are assumptions, and it's for entertainment purposes only. But I'm thinking, if gold can drop down $100, $150, $200, we've seen that happen before in a very short window of time. We might be able to get our hands on some gold. Now, as I previously stated, there are so many factors playing a role right now. I don't believe this would be a repeat of what we saw earlier this year in March, where spot price tanks and premiums take off. Something tells me that wouldn't be the case. Because number one, I don't think spot price would tank this time around. I don't think we're going to see silver practically get chopped in half. I don't think we're going to see gold come down hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I don't think that's going to be the case. I do believe we might, and it would be great if we saw both metals dip It would be pretty incredible to see silver go down close to the $20 mark again. I don't necessarily believe we're going to see silver hit the teens again, but you never know. Again, being optimistic versus being realistic. It would be nice to see silver drop down to 20, 21 bucks. I think that's doable. I think that can happen. Absolutely. Gold, if it were to drop down 100, 150, 200 bucks, definitely possible. Definitely realistic. But who knows? It could do things the polar opposite way. They could begin to go up. Now, I don't believe they will pre-election. To me, that doesn't make very much sense. Post-election, depending on, number one, who wins, depending on vaccine updates, depending on whether or not we're going to get another stimulus check and how soon that's going to be, and if we get a second stimulus check, are people going to be saying, oh, now we need a third stimulus check, and that adds to another thing on the list. There's so much going on right now. It's impossible to decipher. There's no way in the world of knowing. Unfortunately, it's a waiting game. Unfortunately, we can do absolutely nothing but wait it out and see. The good news is it's only a week and a half away. The bad news is it's only a week and a half away. Depending on how you look at it, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. We don't have a lot of waiting to do, but simultaneously, we don't have all that much time to prepare. We only have a week and 5 days. By the time half of you guys are watching this video, it's going to be closer to a week and 4 days or a week and 3 days. It's really creeping up on us. Here's what I think we can do in the process. Again, this isn't financial advice, so don't take it as financial advice. Do whatever you want to do with your own currency, with your own money. Doesn't faze me in the slightest. I don't benefit or get hurt one way or the other. If you want to dump out your bank account and wipe out the coin shop, be my guest. But what I'm doing is a little bit different. I'm going to hold off just a couple more days. Here's the 75 bucks that I always use for my videos. It's practically falling apart. Use the same bills every single time. It's because I don't use cash. It's because I don't buy things. Here's what I'm planning on doing. I'm going to keep my cash on standby. I'm going to keep my currency, my fiat, my glorified IOU dollar bills backed by debt. See right there? This note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. Honest Abe. I'm going to keep the cash on standby. I'm going to hang on to it. I'm going to sit tight. And I'm going to evaluate everything going on. I want to wait and see on election day. Now, something tells me we're not going to find out the results on election day or even election day night. Something tells me it might be a little bit longer of a wait, which could create even more uncertainty. So there's a possibility that we have more than a week and a half to get our hands on some silver and gold. But I'm curious to see who the winner's going to be. I'm curious to find out what the vaccine updates are going to be, what the update on the second stimulus is going to be like. I'm curious to see the places that are currently on lockdown, if they're going to be able to open back up, the places that have already opened back up or never shut down to begin with. I wonder if they're going to have to shut down for whatever reason. There's a lot of stuff in front of us. So I know this video might seem a little bit vague, but truth be told, reality is pretty vague right now. We're left in the dark. I'm doing my absolute best to shed a little bit of light on a dark situation. I know there's a lot of uncertainty. I know that there's a lot of fear. I know that there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of emotions running wild right now. The best thing we can all do is stay rational, logical, and objective. Stay calm, keep your head on a swivel. and evaluate everything in terms of the general state of the economy, all the different markets. And I can't tell you what to do, but I'm going to be hanging on to my currency. You already know I'm going to be hanging on to my money. Money's not going anywhere. Currency's going somewhere. I don't really want this stuff. Ideally, I would like to get rid of this and exchange it for actual money. I just want to wait it out a couple more days. I want to see what the 1 week mark until election day is going to do. I'm curious to see what the peak of uncertainty looks like. I've only been stacking silver and gold for not even 3 years. I have not been involved in really any of the markets before silver and gold, so I'm relatively new. I wasn't doing anything in real estate or stocks or precious metals or anything like that any election of the past. So this is going to be a new experience for me, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen. Like I said earlier, I think the best thing we can do is stay as logical, rational, and objective. Keep an open mind. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Keep your head on a swivel. And pay attention to all of the markets, including the markets that you're not affiliated with, have no involvement in, and plan on keeping it that way. Still pay close attention to what those markets are doing as well. Oftentimes, when one market begins to move, it could be an indicator of which market is going to move next, because like I said before, oftentimes they both follow the trends, they ride the same waves, not always, but very, 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 very frequently. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's keep our political opinions to ourselves, because my political opinion does not matter, neither does yours. Let's stay factual, not opinionated. But when it comes to the general state of the economy and everything going on within the markets, all of the uncertainty, all of the fear, all of the excitement, what do you think all of this uncertainty is going to do to the precious metals? And if anybody's interested in joining the Precious Metals VIP Club, it's where I can do things on my own terms, not on YouTube's terms, my terms. I'm hosting privately held live streams. They're smaller, easier to manage. I can read more comments and respond to more viewers in real time. I'm also doing giveaways, discounts, personalized promo codes, shout outs, deal alerts when silver and gold is on sale. It all gets posted in one spot. Just posted one earlier today. Some of you might have already capitalized on it. And of course, you can watch all of the YouTube videos commercial free. Come join the Precious Metals VIP Club. It'll be the first link in the description. You're invited. I'd be happy to have you. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 2,000 subscribers. We just recently hit 1,500, and I appreciate that. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations, such as the recently released Kraken Stackin' t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, inspired by the beautiful 2-ounce silver Kraken coin, which, by the way, is helping us raise a little bit of funds and awareness for ocean cleanup charity organizations at no additional cost to you. It comes out of my pocket, not yours. And, of course, the limited edition DYDSS Halloween tee, available in orange, gray, and purple. Only available this month, only for the next week and a half, so get one while you can. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And once again, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, logistically speaking, while staying objective, productive, and constructive, what do you think the peak of uncertainty is going to look like for the precious metals? Do you think it's likely for silver and gold to take a bit of a dip? You think silver is going to come down a couple bucks? Do you think gold could potentially drop maybe $100? Maybe $150 to $200? Does that sound possible to you? Does that sound realistic? Does that sound doable? And if so, do you plan on capitalizing on the silver and the gold if we see a drop over the next couple of days or over the next week? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to the precious metals. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.